Today is Saturday, August 6, 2016, and this is the Bunny Slippers of Evil Job Seekers Call-In Show presented by Evil Bunny Consulting. I'm your host, Tyrone Griffin, and if it's 3 p.m. and you have on your bunny slippers, you are not looking for a job. Welcome, first-time and returning listeners. In this show, we discuss strategies and tactics of job search, staying motivated and dealing with career transition. For more tips, resources, daily motivations, and to listen to archive shows, go to the website bunnyslippersofevil.com. There you also find links to our Facebook page, our Twitter handle, and our YouTube channel. If you are listening live, you can call in with your questions at 347-202-0929. Again, that number is 347-202-0929, or call Facebook Live. But first, a word from our sponsors. Evil Bunny Consulting is the alternative to expensive outplacement. They give job search workshops as well as a one-on-one boot camp. For more information, go to bunnyslippersofevil.com. Resume Edit is the high-quality resume writing company with certified resume writers, starting at just $35. You can see them online at resume4edit.com or call 404-860-2473. And be sure to tell them you heard about them on the Bunny Slippers of Evil Job Seekers podcast. Let 3dresumes.net turn your resume into a web page with a customized domain for 12 months for only $30. Help hiring managers and recruiters find you. Make your resume available 24/7 and get a professional email address just for your job search. You can see my online resume at tyronegriffin.com. And for more information on how to get your own, go to 3dresumes.net. And our last sponsor is Career Oyster. If you're about to look for a job in today's world, you will find a new reality in the job search process. Job search is much more complicated than it was 5 years ago. Volumes of resumes, more applicant screening systems, depersonalized applications, panel interviews, team hiring, long complicated applications, branding, and social media. Yes, the world has changed. But have you? Are you still trying yesterday's approach? Why miss out on today's opportunities? Let Career Oyster help. Great coaches, the latest resources personally tailored to your job search. Find out the new reality and how you can do your job search much better. To register for a free 45-minute session with head coach Howard Caddy, go to careeroyster.com. Remember their motto, the world is your oyster, be the pearl. Well, good morning, everybody. Again, welcome. Thanks for letting me pay the bills for a minute. Today's show is Job Search Q&A. Now, for the new people, the first Saturday of each month, I do Job Search Q&A. Okay, so you can call in with your question at 347-202-0929, or if you listen to me on Facebook Live, you can just type your questions in. So let's get to it. What I do is the questions I've gotten during the week, during the month on job search, I try to answer them. Let me caveat up front, say I'm not a career coach. I'm not a life coach. I'm just a guy that's been laid off a couple of times, been in transition a couple of times. I know a couple of things, and I'm trying to spread the wealth, so to speak. So let's get to it. First question I'm going to talk about today is a simple one. Somebody says, I got laid off. Help, what do I do? Well, first thing you do, if you watched last week's show, I talked about what you can do, the things you can do if you get laid off. But let me just rehash some of those things. First thing you do, I'm not going to go into as much detail as I did last week, though. First thing you do if you just got laid off is don't panic. I know you're freaking out right now. It's Saturday. A lot of people usually get laid off on Fridays. I got laid off on a Tuesday. But I hear a lot of times they do it on Fridays to give you the weekend for whatever reason. So if you got laid off and you're freaking out, okay, don't freak out. To summarize what I said last week, you got 2 days. You got Saturday and Sunday. You got these 2 days to get through it, to get over it. Because you got to get over it, because your job is now to find a job, period. That's your whole job. That's your whole meaning for existing, blah, 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 whatever. But that is your job, is to find a job, okay? But you got this weekend to gather your thoughts. Get your old resumes together. Write down a list of the people that you can contact, either for a job or who can help you network to other people. Might be an industry you want to go into if you're switching industries, and that's always a good one. How do you switch industries? I've switched industries. I've worked in 3 different industries by pure luck. Plain and simple. I'm not going to sit there and say I planned it that way. But if you want to switch industries, the thing you have to remember, no matter what job you're going to, they want marketable skills. Now, if you're going from say, accounting to biochemical engineering, go back to school. because you're not going to do that unless you're trying to get a job in accounting in the biochemical engineering field. But if you're trying to not just switch industries, but switch occupations from something that's this to something that's totally different, go back to school. Depending on what you're trying to switch from and to. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't help you. If you're trying to get chemistry, pre-med, pre-law, those things, you got to have some degrees in front of you to get into those industries. But if you're just trying to switch and stay in your same job, say if you're an accountant, but you're trying to go into accounting, forensic accounting maybe, you want to go into accounting and again, biochemical engineering company, you're selling your skills, and accounting is something that I can talk about because one of my degrees is in accounting. It's all about counting numbers. The reason I've been able to switch industries, one of the reasons, is because I'm counting numbers. That's what it comes down to. I'm counting numbers. Okay? Whether I'm counting, when I was in the healthcare industry, I was counting claims and things like that and money. When I was in hospitality industry, I was counting reservations, bookings, and nights. Now I'm in technology industry. I'm counting transactions, interactions on the web page. But I'm still counting. Okay, that's got to be your selling point. What is it that you're doing now that you could easily transfer? What are your marketable skills? In my case, again, the marketable skills where I'm counting, and they want somebody who can count. Okay, but anyway, so you got this weekend to gather your stuff together. Find that place in your house or apartment or wherever, or outside even. I would say my office was a Panera Bread. Find a place where you are going to do your job search every day. You're going to go to that place every day, and you're going to spend 8 hours doing your job search. If you really want to focus on job search, you have to target the space and the time to put into it. Job search is not going to happen by accident. Okay, you're not going to just drop into a job. If you really are looking for a job, then you got to act like it's a job, and your job is to look for a job, and that's what you got to do. Okay, so those are the things you got to do that I'm missing. Get your resumes together. Redo your resume. You're not totally redo it from scratch, but look at doing it. What if you need to update? What are the things that you need to update in your resume? Okay, so those are the things you're looking at. Now, let me see anything else. And when you get to and Monday morning, hit the ground running. Find your place, your space, and you say, you know what? Especially that first day, you're going to spend a whole lot of time getting yourself together. Notebooks, and just start writing notes. Again, figure out the people that you can reach out to. Now, granted, some people who are your friends, you think they're your friends, and you think that, okay, I can always reach out to this person. Some people, I'm sorry to say, some people will be really happy. Some people will be really happy that you got laid off, and that's the reality of it. That's just how it works. Leave those people alone. But one thing, you will definitely find out who your real friends are. When you're in need of something, that's when you really find out who it is that you can count on, who you can talk to. Because the people you want to network with now are not just the people who can find you a job, but also the people that can keep you mentally focused, the people that can get you back on the right track. When the people that when they see you, they call you up and check on you, and they say, "What you been doing?" "I'm watching Oprah," and they jump on you. Say, "Look, your job is to find a job. Get back to work." Okay, those are the people you need in your life. Those people that are positive. And when you get back to work, remember those people. We tend to put people around us sometimes that aren't always the best people for us. Okay, and we find that out when we need them for something that, oh, this was not the best person to have around me. Oh, they sell Coke. Okay, maybe this is not somebody I need to have around me. So put positive people around you, and when you get back to work, when you get back situated, keep positive people around you. Those things will help you not get laid off again, believe it or not. So focus on that, keeping positive people around you. But Monday morning, hit the ground running. Go to LinkedIn, build your LinkedIn network. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, go get one, trust me. And start networking with people you know. That's what you do first. Start looking at people you know in LinkedIn. I need to do a whole show on LinkedIn. Maybe I'll do that in the upcoming weeks. Just a whole show on how to optimize LinkedIn. But get a LinkedIn account. LinkedIn, in my opinion, is like Facebook for grown folks. Okay, don't have a live ish. You can't go live on it. But LinkedIn is something you definitely want to have your account set up. Okay, get your account set up. Look at other people's accounts. You can do a search on LinkedIn and people with your similar background. Look at their profiles. See how they laid it out. Don't plagiarize anybody's background, but look at the structure. Look at what words or keywords they're using, and copy those things. But don't again. I'm not saying copy anybody's background or skills or employment, but copy the structure. Copy the layout. See what they're doing, how they're doing things, and that's how you need to structure your profile to get noticed. Okay, that was real quick, down and dirty. Let me see. Summer job search. How do I do summer job search? Well, summer down here in the South, summer has actually come to an end as far as school because kids are back in school now. But one of the things people always say, well, it's hard to look for jobs in the summertime because people are on vacation and nobody wants to interview you on vacation. And you know what? It's like this. That may be true. So then everybody stays away. So then if you don't stay away, all you need to do is connect with one person. And sometimes in the summertime, business is kind of slow, and people will have more time to connect with you. So if you ask somebody out to go have coffee with you to talk about things, or ask somebody to come out to lunch, yeah, a lot of people in the office are on vacation. And, you know, sometimes when the boss isn't there, people might take an extra 25 or 30-minute lunch because nobody's there. So that's a great time to network with people in the summertime. Okay, summertime, even, you know, some holidays, a lot of people take off Christmas, so that's kind of hard, a little harder. But the summertime is a lot of months. So don't think that you can't network with people during summertime. Don't think that they don't hire people in the summertime. Don't think that they don't lay off people in the summertime, because they do, trust me. But if you're doing this summertime job search, you do it just like you do it any other time of the year. You reach out to people. You look on LinkedIn. You see who you can connect with on LinkedIn. You see who will come and have coffee with you. Or you know, let you buy them a cup of coffee. Don't do it any different. If somebody's on vacation, they're on vacation. You keep it moving to the next person. Mark that in your book that this person is on vacation until this date. And then when that date comes back, you reach out to that person again. That's all you got to do. But you got to keep it moving. You don't change up. Now, here's the thing. You don't go on vacation. You don't take a vacation from job search. I know some people say, oh, sometimes you need to refresh and refocus. Yeah, but you know what? You need to eat too. And that $1,500 or $2,000 that you spend on that vacation will go a long way maybe to paying your mortgage. I'm sorry if I don't sound the core party line, but let me tell you something. I've been there, okay? And when you don't have a job, you don't need a big screen TV. When you don't have a job, you don't need a vacation in the Bahamas. When you don't have a job, you don't need a new car. Okay? You don't need to eat filet mignon every night. Okay? I need to do another show on coupons. I just thought about that. I did one a couple of years ago. I needed to do a show and tell you people how some ways you can save some money. But anyway, but when you are out of work, even if you have a spouse that's working, if you're not planning to just stay home, if you're planning to get back to work, my personal opinion, I would never take time off. I know people have done it. I know people who got laid off and say, you know what, I'm tired of that. I need to take a month off. And I know some of those same people have ended up in a situation where suddenly they are looking at, can't find a job, and it's been 8 or 9 months they have been out of work, and they're freaking out because they can't find a job. But then they're thinking about that month they spent in the Bahamas, or that's a bad feeling, really bad feeling. So don't take any time off, in my opinion. My job is to get it, I'm laid off, I'm out of work. My job is to get a job, period. I don't get a vacation from that because it's definitely not a paid vacation, okay? So summertime job search, just like any other time of the year. Don't think it's any different. Here's one question. I just got laid off, and the company has offered me a 60-day grace period during which I can either look for a job in the company, or I can just take the money and run and go ahead and get my job search started. First question, do you want to work for that company still? If you do, then of course you'll stay the 60 days because it gives you access to the internal job search and all that. Second, if you don't want to go back to that company, I would still say keep coming in for the 60 days. And why would I say that? It keeps you doing something. It keeps you busy. One of the biggest things in job search is people aren't busy. You have a lot of time on your hands and you don't know what to do with yourself. It's easy to say, well, I should be just looking for a job. And yeah, you should be looking for a job. But a lot of times people don't do that. They spend some of their time looking for a job, and then they spend time and they do other things. But if a company is giving you 60-day grace period to find a job, now, I'm not going to say be unethical and look for jobs in other companies, but I will say this. It's your life, okay? It would be great if you said, for this next 60 days, I'm working, they're giving me a desk to work at and a computer. I'm just going to look at our internal systems for jobs. And then when the 60 days is over and I get my severance, if I don't find an opportunity, then I'll start looking outside. That would be the very ethical and noble thing to do. I don't know how realistic it is. Take the 60 days, look for a job, period. Look for a job. So all you need to be doing is looking for a job, okay? I'm not saying doing anything unethical. I'm just saying spend that 60 days looking for a job. Next question. Job search is less, okay, here's an editorial. Job search is less about your qualifications and more about a lot of the intangibles around job search. What are the intangibles around job search? Your attitude. Big time, your attitude. Companies do not hire resumes. Companies hire people. The reason companies invite you in for an interview is because they like your resume. They don't hire you over the phone off of your resume. They invite you in because they want to see your attitude. Okay? Companies want to know what kind of attitude you have, what kind of person you are. Will you get along with the rest of the people in the company, in the department? That's why people come in. So yes, your resume is good to get the door open, but getting a job is about the intangibles. Getting a job is about fitting in to some extent, depending on what they're bringing you in for. Sometimes they bring in a hatchet man to lay off people. But the intangibles of job search are those things, again, it's your attitude, it's your presentation. How do you dress for the interview? That's another question I had. How should I dress for an interview? You should wear clothes. Okay? I say that to be funny, but it's true. Wear clothes. Dress regardless, unless you are interviewing for a job, and even if you are interviewing for a job in a garage where there's going to be a lot of grease and oil, I'd say men wear a suit and tie. Ladies, wear something presentable. I say presentable. Remember something, and I'm not trying to bash ladies. You're not going to a club. I shouldn't have to say that, but I'm saying it. You're not going to a club. And the reason I say that is because somebody did one time come in for an interview with me. And she had something that was very low cut. And I mean, it was like ridiculously low cut for an interview. And I'll be blunt. She lost the job before she sat down. Because my feeling was, if you're going to come to an interview like this, how are you going to come to work? How are you going to represent my business? How are you going to represent my company to outside people, my department? How are you going to represent me if you come into an interview with your body hanging out? Yeah, ladies, you might think that, oh, okay, they'll see me and he'll hire me because they want to see me around the office every day. Nah. Yeah, we do want to see you around the office every day, but if you ain't doing any work, we're not hiring you because you look good and we want to see you strut around the office. We're hiring you because we need something done. And if we need something done and you can't do it, guess what? As good as you look, I can look at a magazine, I want to see a beautiful woman, but I need work done. Okay? Gentlemen, suit and tie. Suit and tie. Suit and tie. Now, if you're just graduating college and you haven't had a suit for a while, you get that first suit, do me a favor. Go to church a couple times. Wear that suit. Because yes, when you put a suit on for the first time, we can tell. We can look at you and go, this person probably got tags in that suit still. And it takes away from your professionalism. I'll be honest. There's nothing like seeing somebody in a suit where it's, when you wear, you should wear the suit. The suit shouldn't wear you. Okay? Go to church, go to grocery store, go somewhere, put that suit on and walk around and get comfortable. Because the last thing you want to do is be sitting in an interview and you're not comfortable. You're worried about you're doing all this kind of thing because you know you forgot to take the price tag out the back. You know, we don't want you doing that during the interview. We want you to be able to focus on presenting yourself. So act like you've worn a suit before. Unfortunately, when I grew up in the old days, you wore a suit to church every Sunday. If you ain't have but one suit, you wore that bad boy 52 weeks out of the year. That was all it was to it. Nobody said a word. Nowadays, you know, young people come in and they wear whatever and blah blah. You know, they got the pants hanging off in church. You know, you want God to see you like that, really? But that's how people dress. That's just what they do sometimes. They dress like that. The downside of that is they never learn how to dress up. So, and ladies, y'all too, we see y'all, you know, people, as you're growing up, as young people, you grow up wearing whatever you want to church and everywhere else you want to wear to school and wherever else. And then you got to dress up one time for a job. And you come walking in and it's like, really, baby? Really? I'm sorry to call you baby, but really? You just bought that dress. You just bought them shoes. You ain't wore a pair of heels in 18 years. And now you going to come in here and you want a job as a floor whatever, something where you walk around looking good. And I'm supposed to go, oh yeah, she look good. She know how to wear clothes. Even if you have to get dressed the day before and just walk around your house or your apartment with your clothes on. Okay? But get comfortable in your clothes. Okay? Because yes, when you ain't comfortable, we can tell. Okay? Yeah. So, let me see. What is the other question? So we covered that. Let's talk a little bit more about qualifications for job search and what people look at. Job search is an art, not a science. What works for one person may not work for somebody else. You see the master painters, and one of them has a certain style where they might do something, and somebody else tries to replicate it, and it doesn't work. Okay? What works for somebody may not work for you. Build your network. We were talking about what you do if you got laid off this week. First thing, your network is the most important thing to you. Your network in job search is the most important thing. Okay? It is more important than your resume. Okay? Because your resume is just a piece of paper. Your network opens doors. Your network can speak for you. You know, your network can put in a good word for you with somebody. I've had it where somebody has walked my resume over to somebody and put in a good word for me. But it wasn't the resume that got me the interview. It was the good word that person put in for me. So build your network. Okay? That's the first thing you need to do. Build it on LinkedIn. Build it in real meat space, as we call it. But build your network. Build a network of people that can help you. Okay? Can help you in your job search. Build that network. That is the most important thing, is to build that network. Once you've built it, you know, reach out to it. Reach out to that network. When you sit down on Monday to start your job search, yes, number one, reach out to your network. Let people know. The thing is, people don't want to let people know that they've been laid off because they're ashamed. You know, I ask you this question: what is more embarrassing, being let go, being out of work, or the sheriff coming up and putting a notice on your door and the movers coming in and putting your stuff on the curb. You tell me what's more embarrassing. Okay? Everybody gets laid off at some point. Or most people, a lot of people will be laid off. There's no shame in it. Okay? Swallow your pride. There's no shame in being laid off. There is no shame in it. Okay? I know people who have been laid off not because of performance. They've been laid off because we call it organizational shift. The organization decided we're going in this direction now. And you just happen to be somebody. In my situation, I was laid off once because my new boss decided he wanted a data scientist in my position. I'm not a data scientist. I can play with numbers all day. I'm not a data scientist. He wanted a data scientist in this role. And I just didn't measure up. Plain and simple. So get over the shame. You know, it's so many people have been laid off. So many people have found themselves without work. There's no shame in being without work. There is shame in not looking for work. Okay? There's shame in taking handouts and not trying to better yourself. That's where the shame comes in, but it doesn't come in being out of work. There is absolutely no shame in that. It is what it is. Okay? So don't think that people are going to laugh at you. They might laugh at you, but you know what? Let them laugh. Because whether they laugh or not, you still got to find a job. Okay? We've all been laughed at one time or another in our life about any number of things. We've all done something boneheaded. We've all tried to be cool and suave and debonair and fallen on our faces. We've all done that. And yet people laughed at us. But you know what? We showed up the next day and we kept it moving. Okay? So don't worry about shame. And I'm telling you that from experience because I was laid off. I was out of work about 6 months before I told one of my good friends who lived across the street from me. I finally told him, and he was like, "How long you been out of work?" He was like, "Bruh, let me see if I can put in a good word down in where I work. Let me see if I can give you a name." This was the thing. He said, "Let me see if I can give you a name of somebody that you can talk to." That is what you want. That is why you build your network. Okay? So that they may not be hiring, but they know people who are hiring. People know people. Okay, you think about the Facebook mentality. People know people. You meet this person knows this person knows this. That's how LinkedIn works. One person knows the next person, knows the next person, knows the next person. Okay? Grow your network. Your network really and truly is the most important thing you have. The most important tool you have in job search is that network. It is truly the most important thing you have. Okay? So grow your network. Build your network. But don't just grow it to make it large. Don't just grow your network so you can say, "I know 487 people." Okay, you know 487 people. What industries are some of your people in? Well, I know that about 5 of them. What's the other 400 and whatever people? I don't know what they do. Never cared what they do, but I know them. So anyway, so that's it for this week. We got about 90 seconds left, so I'm going to start tying this up. I thank you as always. I thank everybody who's tuning in on Facebook Live. I'm trying to do 4 things at once here. Oh, good. We do this every Saturday, 10 o'clock. I ask you all who are listening, say a prayer for me and my family. My firstborn, my only born, is starting college I'm taking him tomorrow to his dorm. Yeah, people keep asking me, "You gonna cry?" Yeah. And? No. Be a few tears. I'm happy for him. This is what we planned. So just say a prayer that he does his best in school and he's safe. There's a lot of crazy people out there. I'm not going to get political, but if somebody gets in office, a lot more crazy people are going to be out there. So, but anyway, we'll do this again. I hope the live was going on. I'm learning this Facebook Live thing. I'm trying to feel my way through it. But we'll be here next Saturday again, 10 a.m. Eastern time for a half hour. Have a great week, everybody. I'm going to end this now. But thank you, everybody who tuned in. Take care, and bye-bye.